welcome back to the channel. This is RDDC here, and this is a response to another YouTuber whose name is I8Pat. If you haven't seen his videos, click the link here. He's an awesome guy doing I8 videos. There's not many of us out there that are really dipping into the car and doing our own work, but you know, he made a video today, and I was laughing because I'm faced with the same dilemma that he's talking about. And the dilemma is everybody tells me that my car is slow, right? And it was so funny when I was watching it. I was like, okay, so it's not just me, and and people have no shame in their game coming up and telling me, oh, okay, hey, nice car, but I hear it's slow. And and I hate really keep trying to defend myself. And the best way that I could put it is, this is what I basically tell them, is I have a V8 M3, and this car is faster than that. I know hands down it's faster than that. And when I8Pat said that he drives it, and when you floor it, and it gets scary enough where you have to let off on it, that is this car. I can't explain it. The torque is unlike any other. You floor it, and it just goes, and it just doesn't stop. It's just like, oh, shit. And then you got to let off it because you're doing 120 before you even realize it. And the car is phenomenal, for what it is, the technology that's involved, and essentially what you're getting for your money. There's the clincher, and let me explain on my reason why everybody thinks that the car is slow. All right, and Pat, he had like a list. I mean, he must have rattled off 50 cars that are in essentially almost, if not a higher price range than this car, brand new, but also the same specs. And he was saying, so basically, if you bought this car, your car's slow. Or you just bought this car, it's slow. If you bought any pretty much Mercedes AMG, you bought a slow car. So basically he's saying that you wasted your money because the car's slow, because that's what everybody says about this car. Now, let me reiterate, or let me get into why I feel that we get the slow car like persona because of the price. At about 150, it's about 143 to 150, depending on if you get the laser lights, which this one does not have the laser light package. People think, oh, I paid $150,000 for the car. I need it to be fast. Well, what is fast? This is what they think is fast. Well, what actually is fast? I'm not going to sit there and say it's not. It's a Tesla. And when they look at this car, instantly the number one thing they think, it's an electric. No. It's a hybrid. Okay, just to clear that up for people who didn't know, the EV engine's in the front, the little 3-cylinder is in the back, and they say, you got a stupid little 3-cylinder in your car. Really? Would you like to test that? Because I have one of my buddies who has a Mustang, and I'm not saying he was laughing at the 3-cylinder, but he's got a V8. Mustang GT, and I think he's had a little bit of work done, and I had to question whether he was actually getting on it or not, because I left him in the dust. And we had a quick little joke, during lunch, talking about how, hey, they make EV kits for his car that he could probably retrofit in there if he wanted to. But when you think about in terms of paying that much money for a car, I think you want 0 to 60 in 2.0 seconds. Okay, well, I'm sorry, even a Bugatti that's going to cost you $2.5 million, you're getting 0 to 60 in like 2.4 seconds. All right, this car, people have gone online and they said factory tires, nothing done to the car, just straight factory. Got 3.9 seconds that I saw in the groups, and he showed the ticket. He said he's only been able to do it one time, but guess what? That means that the car will do 3.9 seconds. That's, as I8 said, that's slow. it's not slow. That's actually rather fast, and it's going to scare the shit out of half the people who ride in the car, who never really experience that type of speed. And I get it. You know, you drop 150 grand, you expect it to be faster because the car does look fast, but then they think that the car is doing like 0 to 60 in like 7 seconds or something. Like, it's not fast at all. And I have no idea where the stigma came from. $150,000 for a 3-cylinder engine vehicle with a carbon fiber tub, carbon fiber doors, the latest and greatest technology that you can have in a car. I mean, I guess seems ludicrous, but one, you have a BMW badge on it. Two, if car manufacturers aren't jacking up their prices to ridiculous stuff, oh, you know, okay, here's a car, you know, 0 to 60, 3.2 seconds, oh yeah, it's $1 million. Really? Does it need to be $1 million? You know, so when you really look at the scheme of things, but pricing this car out to, you know, other cars, the price isn't bad. You know, when there's cars that are twice as much more expensive that are the exact same speed as the car. And, you know, there's plenty of IA videos out there. It's actually one that I watched. The guy is doing just drag race after drag race after drag race, and he's just waxing cars, waxing them. It seems like there's no car that can beat him. But then he gets up to the like highly modified turbo cars, and that's where he starts losing. He takes them off the thing, but they just come back and, you know, just wax the i8. But you're talking, you know, cars that are easily going to cost you, you know, with the modifications, probably 200 grand, if not more. So, you know, Pat's right. I'm glad he made that video, because I get the same thing, and I have to explain at every car show I go to, you know, that the only thing I can compare it to is my V8, and if you think the car is a slouch, it's not. If you think and just like what Pat said too, it's not really a supercar. It's like on that like cusp. Okay, it's got supercar features, but it's not a supercar. I like to call it a supercar just because it looks cool, like a supercar. But really, it is a sports car. And when BMW made this car in mind, you know, it's the I series, which is their innovative series. The only other I series car that they make right now is the i3. To put it in comparison, and if you know anything about the i3, it's essentially something I can't explain it. It's I don't know, like a Nissan Leaf. I mean, the range sucks in it. The interior looks kind of cool. The outside looks like a, what people refer to it as like a pug. You know, and then you got, you know, its bigger brother, which is this one. And, but, you know, the BMW wasn't going for the supercar status in this thing. What they were trying to do is make the car lightweight and efficient, okay? And when we have an EV engine in it, we're trying to go green here. You know, why would we want to slap a V8 in there? Could they have put a 4-cylinder in there? Could they have put a 6-cylinder in there? I bet they could have shoved a V12 back there, you know? That wasn't the whole point of the car. The car weighs 200 more pounds than my 95 M3. My 08 M3 weighs like 600 or 700 more pounds in this thing with the V8 engine in it, and that thing will beat it. You know, so BMW, they did a really great job to advance the technology to where that concept, the M Vision Next, because you notice that this does not have an M badge on it. But if you look at the suspension parts on them, they do have actually M suspension parts on the car, which is actually really cool. But it's not an M, and nowhere have I ever mentioned that to M. And this is the first non-M that I've purchased in a very long time. I'd have to say for probably 15 years now. And I love my M's. You know, I've had 4 of them now. So I took a chance in this one, and it's a completely different driving experience. When I want to get on it, it's there and it's fast and to me, being 43 years old, I don't need to go that much faster. How fast do I need to go? Yeah, I'm not out there. I don't have a P100D ludicrous mode and whatever else, and that's great. But the Tesla cars are looking like shit these days. It's a freaking four-door sedan. Yeah, it's fast, don't get me wrong. But go check out the price tag of that one. Go check out the price tag of a used one. And I guarantee these things are going for under 50 grand. Under 50 grand. Now, a little high mileage, okay? You're going to pay in the 60s for something roughly about maybe, 10 to 30,000 miles. It's gonna be in the $60,000 range, but $60,000 for a carbon fiber monocoque, carbon fiber doors, a hybrid, EV in the front, mid-engine in the back, and I guarantee you put a Tesla and an i8 right beside each other, the i8's gonna win every single time. Every time I talk to somebody and I tell them, it was toss up. I always just throw this out there. I wasn't looking at buying a Tesla. I liked a Tesla, but there's so many people that have them. They're oversaturated, and every single person has told me you picked a better car because every car should I've gone to, there's been one i8. This one, old people, young people, people of all color. It doesn't freaking matter. Children, 20s, 40s, 70s. These people they absolutely love this car because it's something that they've never seen before. It's so rare that they never get a chance to see one, only at the car shows. And this thing is going to fit in with all the Lamborghinis and all the Ferraris and everything else. And I guarantee if you put both cars side by side in a race, maybe not a brand new, spanking new Ferrari, but like Pat was saying, like a 430, 360, the cars are relatively going to be the same. Only you're just going to pay an obtrusive amount of money in insurance, obtrusive amount of money in maintenance, just an obtrusive amount of money for the car itself. Yeah, it says Ferrari on it. This says BMW. But if you think BMW is a slouch, BMW's been around probably maybe twice as long as Ferrari and Lamborghini itself. So don't ever forget that. This is a legendary brand. They got a big, huge racing history. They do nothing but innovate, and this is one of the cars that they've done it. And you want to know what? It's not as slow as what you think. It's not as slow as what you think it looks like. It's actually relatively quick. And if you were to put a tune on it, like I have a tune I need to get done on it, I mean, EDO Motorsports, that they're working on things for the i8. They're doing, good things. They've taken apart the engine now. They're really kind of dipping in. And, give it another couple more years. There's going to be so many mods for this car that you wish that you had this over a Tesla. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. This is RDDC. Slam that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about the car. Why do you think people think it's slow? Like I said, I think it's because of the price. And the price only. If they could buy it for 50 grand, oh man, it's a fast car for 50 grand because it is. All right, guys, till next time, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.